Paul Rice is back. Paul is a regular here now, father of Allie Rice. We've talked a lot about that here on the show. He brought back some bracelets and a t-shirt. You don't even know what it took to just get a simple t-shirt. That's a whole conversation for another day. But man, we'll get into, how you've been, but let's talk a little bit about Kathy Tolliver, because earlier this week she had an event downtown marking the 1 year anniversary of Devin Page's murder, her grandson, and got together to talk about that. And then Devin's law was passed this week, and that deals with people who are renting properties in areas where there is violence, like Devin's mother, who had been trying to get out of that space for a long time and had been denied and threatened and everything. And unfortunately, we ended up losing this 3-year-old Angel to some gun violence. And Kathy is a force. So let's spend some time loving on Kathy before we get into what's going on with you right now.
Kathy is amazing. She motivates me, and sometimes I feel I'm unmotivatable, but she's very inspirational. She practices what she preaches. She's out there working hard every day. She's pounding the pavement and getting her words out.
Her thing is help 5 stay alive, which is, 5 people in your circle who may be dealing with some issue, talk to them, engage them, help 5 stay alive.
You have to go find her dance video to that too.
Oh, so I'm going to play that the next time she was here. We were together at the Goodwood Library for an event, and she has an entire music video. Does that surprise you, though?
Not at all.
Not at all. Hey, you learned a good lesson. Never follow her when she speaks. Don't go behind Kathy. So the Live Like Allie Foundation, many people have heard about it, but if someone has not heard about it, let's tell them what it is.
So we wanted to commit to promoting Allie's positivity, not necessarily the violent end of her, but we hear so many stories still to this day, 6 months later, about the impact that she had on people's lives and the energy that she brought into the room, and just the way that she was there for her friends, and just an all-around great person. So the yellow promotes the brightness, that she represented, but we also want to encourage people to live in the way that she did, to be vocal, to be energetic, to just be there for her friends and family, and just be a loving person.
I look forward to the day that I can take the pictures of that young woman and that young man off the set. I mean, we said to Paul and Kathy when you guys were first on that we were going to keep those pictures up so that people would not forget them. Now they are the namesake of a camera initiative here in Baton Rouge called the Page Rice Camera Initiative, where we have placed cameras across Baton Rouge tied to both the sheriff's office and the police department. And I don't know if we've spoken since we did this, but the Law Enforcement and Criminal Justice Foundation allocated another $15,000 for cameras in Tigerland. The camera near where Allie was murdered is going up as we speak.
Awesome.
I was in a meeting with the guy behind Project NOLA last week, and then of course there's the one at Triple S. We encourage people to support this initiative because it is partially a deterrent, because people typically don't like to commit crimes in front of cameras where they can be caught easier. And then it's also an assist to law enforcement to catch the people who perpetrate these crimes. And so
they are our witnesses.
You can go to brcollab.com and learn how you can either receive a camera, sponsor a camera, or buy one for yourself. And we want to use technology to help with this. In the last couple of minutes, let's talk about the impact that this has had on the community with some of the work that you've done, because you have become an activist, speaking against gun violence, violent crime, and also touching other families who've gone through it. Tell me how that's been.
It's definitely been a change in my life, as far as direction and everything. I never considered myself a political person, kind of sat back in the shadows and watched things, but I've actually spent a lot of time getting involved. I've been very involved with the judges race that's going on right now. I've spent a lot of time talking to one candidate in particular, and actually shot a commercial for him. Been involved with Attorney General Jeff Landry, who's taken his time out of his schedule to sit down with our family and talk about things. He's invited us to press conferences down in New Orleans to announce the Truth and Transparency Bill, which is set to expose.
Quickly tell people what that is. What's the Truth and Transparency?
The Truth and Transparency Bill is for collecting court data from East Baton Rouge, New Orleans area, and Caddo Parish up around Shreveport, where they're tracking judges' decisions, tracking the release of prisoners, or when people are bonding out and all that, to help the families know when these violent people are back out on the streets, potentially out to terrorize them again or whatever. It's for their own protection.
And the chief has said it's not everybody, it's just some of the same bad actors over and over and over and over again. All right, I got 30 seconds. How can people learn more about the Live Like Allie Foundation?
Right now, we're still working on our website, but we do have a Facebook page.
I know a guy.
Live Like Allie. And
one of these right here.
we try to continue to pay tributes and let the public know what we're working on. Camera initiative, different things like that.
Well, brother, you're always welcome. When next time Kathy comes back, you got to come with her.
Absolutely.
I just want to ask you to speak behind her. Let's talk business next.